Hey man, you got the Outlaw Suburban 1012 and around these Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, and you're watching Gatekeeper Amps.
What's up there, the Gatekeeper 141 around Jamaica? Keep doing your thing there, good down there, right?
Ooh-wee. That's one thing I like about fan kits. You can hide all stuff like this right here. Make it look brand new again. Missing the screw there. Somebody put a custom painted one with a label gun. May replace that with OEM sticker. Actually, we will. This has been bent up. See that? You can tell. So yeah, can we make this look prestige and brand new again? Well, this amp's supposed to work just fine. It's supposed to work absolutely great. And that's very possible. You don't ever judge a book by its cover, or an amp by its outer appearance. And by the way, this is the old Gatekeeper, on with another Texas Star repair. Let's see what it looks like inside. This was a 667, you can tell. Somebody has removed the driver section. Did they properly convert it? No, they did not. They did not properly convert this. Yeah. Oh, wow. Where's my pick? It's soldered down at least somewhere. I put a nice big cap in there. Toshiba's. Yep, this has not been properly converted. We still even have the 75 ohm attenuator here. This hasn't been properly. This flat out has not been converted at all to a 500. So what somebody did was they just removed the driver section and did that. So let's see how it's functioning the way it's set up now. And my buddy that owns this amp, he buys amps off eBay mainly and sends them over to me to check them, repair them, upgrade them, modify them, etc. And I believe he thought he was getting a 667. So it looks like what we're probably going to do is Well, I don't know if he's needing a 667. I need to give him a holler and check. At this point, let's just roll with a 500 and put a new 500 faceplate on it. But let's see what he wants to do. It's all up to him. He's the owner. Yeah, this has been damaged. Look at this. It's been... See? It's even unscrewed itself from the damage. It's been pushed down. It is not that hard to package these amps up and package them up properly. It isn't that hard. Why do these caps get like this? Because it's truly silver coated. That's why. It's truly silver coated. You can shine them things right back up if you really want to. Oh God. Oh God, yeah. Take a look at this. Still has the resistor. Still has the bias resistor in it for the 667. Like I said, you can tell this is somebody that just they didn't completely understand the Texas Star circuitry. They wanted to remove the driver and didn't understand all the other things that you need to do before you do that. So basically all this means is this section right here just hasn't been getting as much bias as this section, which luckily hasn't caused any issues from the looks of the balancing resistor. As you can see, this is an older amp. Whenever you see a DM19 like this, a 91 picofarad DM15, excuse me, DM15. Whenever you see a DM15 like this on the output, and look at that, y'all, it's 100 volts. Look at this. How in the world has this even held up? We all have enough common sense to know that there's more than 100 RF volts on the output of this 4 transistor section. We all at least have enough common sense to know this. I know you don't understand how much RF volts, but just it's common sense. There's more than 100 RF volts. Wow, I don't think Texas Star did this. Actually, I know they didn't. I'm going to say they didn't. Somebody else probably put this in here and just didn't understand they needed to roll with a 500 volt. But, as most of y'all probably already know, we always remove these and drop down metals. Always. Always. He said this thing's supposed to be working great. So let's see. I hope it is. Less work for me. I mean, it ain't like I want more work. It ain't all about that. It's about getting the amp repaired. Now y'all see why I always solder these connections right here? Yes, they are the same metals. But still, I've had it happen time and time again where they quit making good connection against that tab, and it's made to be there and always be there and not move. So the good idea is just go ahead and solder it. And they should actually do that from the factory anyway. You see how some of these are different colors than others? Those are the leads that have RF flowing through them. Alright, let me first contact him before I even heat up the soldering iron. We'll be back. Alright, well, the poor fella that bought this, it looks like he was you know, tricked a little bit. He said it worked absolutely perfect, this and that. Well, it definitely doesn't work. At least we've got an issue with the keying. Stays keyed. I'm hoping that's just a transistor and not something else. We'll see. Another thing I just didn't see earlier was, one thing, the input tune's wrong, but another thing is this thing's been Class C. Now, has it been Class C for preference, or has it been Class C because there's an issue? there's an issue with the bias somewhere up under the board or something touching the frame, bad component, something wrong with the bias smoking the 10 microhenry choke. As you can see right here, they completely removed the 25 ohm sandbar and all remnants of the bias circuit on this board, but left it on this one. So and they've got this choke right here, of course, going to ground also. So we definitely will be adding the bias back in here, because I'm a big fan of leaving these amps the way they're supposed to be with bias. Now, if it was back in the days, I had no problems Class C and Sweet 16s and 1200s, because it was a kind of an issue with people running them on unregulated power supplies. But now everything's regulated these days, you know. Just leave the amps the way they're supposed to be. I mean, of course, you can Class C them if you want to. It's your amp. But we're going to bring this back to its original glory. And I'm going to have to work backwards with this and see what... All you can do is guess, man, why somebody did something, why they did this, why they do that. Sometimes it ain't even worth the hassle. Just put the thing back factory. Check as you go. Check each individual circuit as you go. You don't want to sit there and just replace everything and just check it, boom, and then something's wrong. I mean, look at this circuit. Amplifier is multiple small circuits. You troubleshoot circuit by circuit by circuit, and you definitely troubleshoot it as you're fixing and modifying each circuit. So this is a non-variable, so we will be leaving these attenuators in here, but we definitely won't be leaving that in. And that's, you know, it's still set up as a 4667. I can literally drop a driver in here and reroute the coax and this and that, and you know, it's good to go. But I'm waiting to hear back from the guy, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this keying issue, and I'm hoping it's just a keying transistor. Hoping, we'll see. Dun, dun, dun. Oh man, and got the problem that every tech hates to come across his way when a Texas Star switch is done for. Now, if this was a V, I think the customer would be okay with this. Here's the problem. This switch is toasted. It's done. It's broke. When you push it in, it works, but it won't stay latching. Now, I am going to take a look at that when I remove it, just to see if there is a repair I can do on that switch, but I don't know. I don't know. And there is no place I know of where you can buy these things. And guess what? I had 4 or 5 of these switches brand new. But yours truly, which is a very hard thing for me to do, to say no to someone. I've sold every one of them to people that was really needing them. And I knew I was going to need one day. I knew it. Brand new, man. I knew it. But I sold it. Well, I'm going to try something a little new, a little different than I did last time I replaced something. Mr. Luke Miller replied to a comment that I was conversing with somebody on Facebook. I don't get on Facebook much at all. Just I get on there here and there. I'm not on there every day. A lot of y'all probably know that. I just don't have the time. I wish I did. But he said just take some compressed air and heat that joker up and blow it out. So I'm gonna see how that works. I'm gonna use my solder sucker for sure to, but I think what he's talking about is cleaning the holes out really good. Using hot air, which, you know, that's the only thing that I don't have any hot air. My hose for my air is broke. It's got a slit in it. I need to somehow replace that. It would be helpful at this time, wouldn't it? But we'll get it out. We'll try the compressed air like he was saying. Not the compressed air, the air from my air tank. I'm tired, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired. I gotta work a little bit more before I can go in the house for tonight. So we're gonna remove this joker right here, man. Let's just go ahead and get to it. The bias works, by the way. Installed the new bias circuit on this end. So it's all good. So that's good to go. The amp's working fine. Of course, we're going to be putting the metal over here. We're going to do another power wire upgrade, a couple other things. It needs a new meter, as you can see. The buttons are fine. They just need to be cleaned up, but it's going to need a delay. It's going to need a delay lens. So the only thing you do is just jump in it and get started, right? So we'll be back. Alright. Of course, when I pulled this up, the majority of the compound was around the pill. Alright. Let's get this unsoldered from there, and let's get this switch, get this 4-gang switch removed. 4-gang, as they call it. That one goes deep. These ones probably the hardest ones, the ones going to ground. Try to stay on them a little more than the other ones. See? Probably just kind of suck up around it first. Finally. Alright, this thing's getting warm, man. I'm about to tape something on here. Whew. Alright, let's get the rest of these holes done and get this 4-gang switch removed. Alright. That sucker did not want to come out. My hot air gun is not working. So I was unable to give a try with old Luke. Gave a suggestion about I'm going to have to get me a new hot air gun. This is an old school thing right here, man. Shout out to my boy Jamie hooking me up with this. The air portion is just not working. I don't know if it's the actual instrument or what. So we're doing it the best way we can. So I didn't have any new switches. I did sell my last 2 or 3 I had. God, I gotta quit doing that, man. So we are going to first test these switches using my handy diagram there that I've already pre-written on another project just to make things faster. Gotta test before you go to the trouble. Why would you remove these then test and then find out you wasted all that time? And I am dealing with a bad case of chiggers. God dog, man. I did not put on any pants when I cut the grass the other day. And my dumb A went out there and was cutting in the high weeds, man. Them suckers are eating me up, man. It itches. It itches. All right, let me get to it. Try to take my mind off of it. Woo! All right. This took quite a few hours. I wish I'd have said no. I attempted to remove 2 of these from the board, and they're not going straight in the hole like they're supposed to be. They're kind of bent to the side, so it's almost impossible to get the solder out of them. So I had to go to extraordinary methods. Oh my God. Let's get it soldered in, put back together at least, and make sure everything still works. All right. Alright, we got the switches in and soldered up. The next line of work is testing them. And I honestly don't know if I've released this video yet on tips and tricks for Texas Stars, how to basically test to make sure your bulbs are working without using any power. Got it on the ohm meter. Go ahead and clip this up right here. So basically what we got going on here, this ohm meter is basically just connected to the power and the ground wire. That's it, on the ohms. And as you can see, we do not have a dead short. It's infinite ohms. There's no dead short. Alright. I still got to connect my ground. We'll just connect that like this. Usually it works just fine like this. Alright, so now no dead short, 0.5 something mega ohms. Alright, so we're going to press the power button in first. 43.6 ohms. Alright, why do we have that reading? It's reading the incandescent bulb inside here. That bulb is a 44 ohm bulb. The filament in that bulb, you can pretty much say, is a 44 ohm resistor. Alright. And of course we can just do it by undoing one, pressing another like that. Or you can just sit here and just go down the line, and then when you press this, that's going to be 2 of them put together in parallel, which is 22 ohms. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and press this one. Alright. Then this one. So it looks like they're all good. Yeah, I was kind of a little worried about this one. I was looking at it earlier and it didn't seem like, I think the bulb may be bad in this one. Let me see. Yeah, that's letting me know that bulb is bad. I thought that I was getting a weird reading before I started recording. Just press this. And something came in. Alright, we're getting a good reading from the first two right here. But these last two, we're not getting a good reading from. So, let's go check them bulbs out. We'll be back. Alright, I had what you call a, some people would say a blonde moment if you're part of a certain part of society, but I don't think I would call it that. I'd probably call it a brain fart. You got to remember that the power for these switches right here, these two, not this one, these two, don't actually get power till this is in. So it's best just to go down the line like I showed you to begin with. But if you want to just check these like this, that's just with the power went in. Alright. Alright. So all the lamps are good. That is the easiest, quickest way. Of course, the quickest way is just hooking your power wires up, but a lot of times you're going to go ahead and hook your power wires up and check for a dead short. Why? Right? So while you're doing that, just go ahead and make sure the lamps are good. And that also not only lets you know that your lamps are good, that also lets you know that the all of the circuitry sending the power up to your lamps and your relay, there's a good chance they're all good too. So you're kind of checking a few things at once there before even cutting it on. Alright, so we got all this soldered back together. I just want to make sure everything still is good to go. I have started doing the 500 modification already, converting it over to a 500. There's still a few things I want to do, but at this point I just want to make sure she works first. So we'll be back. Alright, we are good to go, and I have already changed the input tuning capacitor on here. Can you tell? 500 watts in the corner. Alright, so what we're going to do next, we're going to do a couple other things for the conversion. We still got to work on the delay here. If you press the delay in right now, you wouldn't have any power leaving. And of course, we're going to do a power wire upgrade. You can probably guess that. And these holes have been enlarged, it looks like. So we're probably going to have to, we'll figure it out. Probably have to use this. I've got some metric slew keepers, strain release, that are actually metric that I can use during times like this right here. Definitely gonna get them burrs out right there, do a little better on the soldering right there, just kind of do some of the normal stuff and clean up the box like you know I always do. I always like cleaning these boxes up for people, have these things going back to them looking absolutely beautiful. And this wire right here is bothering me a little bit, the way it's just, you'll see what Texas Star will do a lot is they'll just put it real close up to like this, so like that, something like that. So we'll work on that right there too. Alright, let's get on and get this thing, get it done, man. We're going to put a new front on them there for them, a 500 front. Get a new meter. Might have to get up with my boy Hammerjock and get some more meters for too much longer. He's got some good replacements if anybody's looking for some meters for a decent price. I think pretty much same meters, just a little different going on in the inside. Doesn't say Texas Star, but they're the same meters, work the same. Gatekeeper here at Gatekeeper Amps, I support all builders. I support all builders. The way I look at it, they're small businesses of America, and I'm a big supporter for small businesses. All right, we'll be back. Alrighty, we almost done with this bad boy. Yes, sir. Let's get these things soldered on up. Test out our new VU meter. Make sure everything's still working. Get you a new top lid. We are doing the new top lid, ain't we? I'm trying to remember. I think the other lid was... There it is. I think we're doing a new lid. We'll see. We'll ask you. All right, let's get these ends soldered up. We'll be back. Yeah, I didn't have a DX500 front. Only had a 500V, so we just went with this. Got you a plug in there. But we do have the front bolted. Oh yeah. What's this thing talking though? This thing's talking over 500 just like that, like it ain't nothing. Just talking, letting the goddamn mop flop, man, busting over 500 pp, man, just got down just like that right there. The old gatekeeper. Oh yeah. See, before it was only doing about 400 peak on medium. Oh. So we got a little bit more gain out of it just from the power wire upgrade. Yeah, when you're converting a 667, not the V version, but 667 to a 500, not the V version, there's just a couple things differently that you got to do. Here's all the parts that came out right here. I went ahead and replaced these right here with some stainless steel hardware. Those are looking a little oxidized. Got your 14 gauge. Chokes. So you're replacing these. Got your metal 1000. Metal 100, excuse me. I gotta buy some more of them, by the way. Too many of y'all are hitting me up asking me for parts for Texas Stars, and I don't know how to say no to you. I hope I don't have to do another one of these anytime soon. I really don't. It was almost impossible getting that out of the board. Here's the old switch. I couldn't get that thing out, man. The pins, instead of the pins going directly in the middle of each hole, a lot of them were bent to the left or bent to the right or forward or back, touching the outer ring where the outer ring is tinned. So even though you suck the solder out, it don't matter. It's still sitting there touching. You can't suck that part of the solder out with a solder sucker. So I started trying to move them in the center, and then finally heated up one pin. There wasn't any need to save that really anyway. So basically what I did is I took one of these that I put up and remove that. So I had to remove one of these twice and install one once. So I'm going to take all this and put all this back with my Texas Star graveyard. But this bad boy is done, man. Got her completely cleaned up for you, as you can see. Cleaned all the solder up. This thing is, you can eat off the inside now. You can eat you some rice in here, some eggs. It's clean, man. Sterile. I don't know why I'm so OCD about that kind of stuff. It wastes so much more extra time getting in here cleaning this. If there was a sealed relay in here, I'd just take it, hit it with some high pressure water. But you do that, man, with this, you're gonna get water in there and get moisture in that relay. So she's ready to rock and roll, man. We got you all new lenses except this preamp. I don't have any new preamp lenses. And as you can see, they all light up bright. And the delay works just fine. So we are done with this bad boy. Got you some long power wire, new concepts. Only thing left I got to do is go in the house and get you a brand new lid. You know, this one's rusted a little bit, but the main thing is you got a dent in there, which probably could be straightened out, but get you a lid for 30-40 bucks. Let's call it a day. Alright, man, we may be back one more time showing the lid on, may not. We'll see what happens. This is the old gatekeeper out here around the beautiful backwoods of Georgia. On to the next project, y'all. 73. All done. To save you a little bit of money, I got a brand new top on here for you. It's brand new, but there's a little dent right here, just a small little dent, and some scratches on the top. So that saves you a little bit of money. Now if you change your mind and you do want a brand spanking new top, I can do that for you as well. Just let me know when we speak on the phone, and I'll get a brand new top that doesn't have, you know, scratches and all that. But this is I actually got this top right here directly from Texas Star. I was going to use it for my fan kits, you know, because I'll repaint them anyway. But anyway, man, this thing's ready to rock and roll, man. If it was you and you were key, I think this guy's going to be selling this actually, but if it was his to keep, I would tell him to go ahead and put a fan kit on this bad boy. Hide all that nastiness on the back, you know, bottom of the heat sink where it's been scratched, and the black's been took off of it. Brand new bottom, brand new top, man. Shoot, you'd have you absolutely completely refurbished Texas Star 500 ready to rock and roll, man. I hope this amp brings somebody a lot of joy. The old gatekeeper out here around the backwoods of Georgia. On to the next episode. God bless.